In 1918, a young organic chemist traveled from Japan to Scotland. Not to find love, not to find adventure, but to figure out how Scotch whiskey is made. He came back with a Scottish wife and built Japan's first distillery. Fast forward to today, and the Nikka 17, named after his grandfather, Mr. Taketsuru, is an ode to the father of Japanese whiskey. In 1918, Mr. Taketsuru was studying organic chemistry in Japan. He traveled to Scotland to learn how whiskey was made. The amazing thing about this story is you have to imagine this was over 120 years ago. A young Japanese man traveling all the way to Scotland, a very, very foreign culture, a very, very foreign land. He ends up meeting the love of his life, nicknamed Rita, falls madly in love with her, treats her as her muse. He ends up studying how whiskey is made at several distilleries and then goes back to Japan. His employer at the time runs out of money and runs out of business, so all his dreams to make whiskey are gone. A few years later, he ends up getting hired by another very wealthy Japanese businessman who tells him to construct Japan's first ever single malt distillery. That distillery, you'll know the name today, Yamazaki, and what became part of the Suntory Empire.
For relaxing times, make it Suntory time.
He worked for that distillery for 5 years, tirelessly setting up every part of the distilling process. And in 1929, Yamazaki produced Japan's first ever single malt whiskey.
Oh, what's that then? Suntory, Japanese whiskey. Japanese?
Today the world, tomorrow Scotland.
In 1934, when Mr. Taketsuru's contract ended with Suntory, he wanted much more. He moved to Hokkaido with his wife Rita, and what he really wanted was his own distillery. So that's what they did. Why Hokkaido? It reminded him of Scotland. The weather, the crisp air, the peat, the fragrances and aromas around the city side. That's what he wanted. He founded Yoichi Distillery, which later was renamed Nikka, and they started producing whiskey, but had a very, very hard time for many, many decades as there wasn't any demand for Japanese whiskey even in Japan. Fast forward now to his third generation, his grandson, who's now named the Nikka 17, the Taketsuru, an ode to his grandfather and an ode to the father of all Japanese whiskey. Cheers.